61A lecture number 30. Announcements. Midterm 2 regrade requests are due today. Homework 8 is due on Friday. It's a bunch of scheme problems. Not too many, but these are a bit more challenging than the previous homework, and so I would recommend not starting this at the last minute, but instead working on a different problem each day until you're done. This week there's a holiday on Thursday, and 70% of our discussion sections are on Thursday. So instead of trying to cram everybody into the remaining 30%, which I think would be logistical chaos, we're going to hold no in-person discussion sections this week, and instead hold some Zoom-based discussion sections. Everybody is invited to these Zoom sections. Details will be released shortly, and I would strongly encourage you to attend one of these three. We will also post a video walkthrough of the discussion worksheet. So there's still discussion in a sense, and that we will have content this week, but there are no discussion sections where you actually show up and discuss. All students will receive attendance credit for this week's discussion section, whether you come to the Zoom section or not. And you don't have to do anything to get attendance credit. It will happen automatically. Tomorrow, we will release Project 4 of the course. In this project, you will build a scheme interpreter in Python. This project was originally going to be released today, but we're still working on it, and so we've moved both the release date and the due date one day later, because we are in the process of updating the project to be less confusing. This is now the 10th anniversary of the Scheme project in 61A. And every year that we've offered the Scheme project, there have been some students saying it's hard to understand how the project all fits together because it's a large program and interpreters involve a lot of recursion. I really want you to understand how it all fits together. And in fact, I will dedicate today's whole lecture to describing the structure of the project. But we're also redesigning the project so that it's easier to follow how it all fits together, we hope. So even though it's coming out a day later, you might save a whole day not being confused and come out ahead in the end. But in either case, we're shifting the due date. This lecture, like I said, is just talking about the structure of an interpreter, and in particular, the structure of the interpreter that you will build in this project. So the ideal time to watch this lecture is right before you start working on the project. This is step 1, watch the lecture. Step 2, solve the project. I do not recommend going the other way around, getting confused on the project and then trying to figure out what was going on in the lecture. Or option 3, which many students have tried in the past, is to ignore lecture completely and just try to do the project without much context, which is also confusing. So you're welcome to watch this lecture now, or you could wait until you're ready to start the project to hear what I have to say.